So a little bit of jostling for position as they start to settle down. You can see Clifford is on the rails where he does like to run. Well, watch out for where Thorpe positions. Noakes gone to the front. So this is the excitement machine from Athletics Essendon. 8:10 as a 16-year-old. If he was born a few weeks later, he would have absolutely smashed a Victorian record, but being a December-born young man, he missed that one. Pearce in second. Noakes just pushing them forward. He wants time here. He's in this race for a time, and he's hoping that these guys are going to help him out. But at the moment, he's the one who's doing the work. We saw him launch 800 metres out in that Milers Club 3000. He set that field on fire. He ran 8:10. Janetsky also ran a brilliant race. They were just ran over the top of by Waring and also Patterson towards the end. But the 16 and 17-year-olds certainly were the ones who set that race alight. And Noakes once again proving that he is not unafraid of taking clean air out front and pushing the pace. So Pearce sitting second. I think Marks is up there. You can see Seth O'Donnell sporting the mullet once again. Cashin on the rails. Cullen Goldsmith just the back of Clifford. Thorpe just sitting in there. Harry Norman, be interesting to see what he does this evening. Great run by him also at Milers. Laven, his teammate, not far back. He had another big one as well a few weeks ago at Box Hill. And just a reminder, entries for next Milers Club close midday next Monday, not midnight. So it's starting to stretch now. We would hope that someone is going to help take pace out there with Noakes as they're coming around to approach the 1K mark. So Noakes leads, Pearce, Marks. Let's get the split on this one. They're going through 2:51. So they're between 14:10 and 14:15 at the moment. Remember 14:12 is a bit of a golden figure. Not a set in stone as a qualifier, but it's indicative of what might get young Archie Noakes into a championship. Let's hope there's a bit of help out there to get him through. Seeing O'Donnell and Cashin sort of sitting midfield. Cashin certainly doesn't mind taking the lead, but got burnt at Box Hill when no one went with him. And probably a little bit reticent now to be doing deals if they're not going to help. So Mark's sitting to the outside still. Goldsmith looking good. Thorpe just happy to stay about 8th back there, but on the rails. And Pearce moving nicely, but no one wanting to take the pace. Archie Noakes the one driving forward. Reid just starting to make a little bit move on the side there of Norman. Baisha just to the back of them, and Kernahan there as well with Laven. I think Dunsmore up there as well. Then a gap, I think, looks like that might be Quirk leading the next bunch. So on 14:20 pace, Noakes leading. Is anyone going to help him and take the pace out front? I know it's a championship race, but he's setting up such a good, or relatively good pace here, but they are starting to drift. Thorpe moving up. Reid in there. Norman sitting beautifully mid-pack. Jared Clifford potentially race favourite with Tommy Thorpe. They're sitting 5th and 6th. Make that 6th and 7th. Here we go, finally. So Marks takes the ascendancy. That's going to help. O'Donnell, he pushes up as well. Come on, boys, let's really force that pace out front and take your turns. So 5:46, 2K. We're still the other side of 14:20 pace. Now it's getting willing as we're seeing Cashin, a little bit of pushing shove. We're seeing Clifford just getting caught up a little bit there. I think that might have been Pearce as well. So Cashin in 2nd. Thorpe, good move into 3rd. O'Donnell on the rails just beside him. Noakes now going wide, taking the wide line after doing so much work in those early Ks. Dunsmore sitting at the back of the pack. Laven also there still. Kernahan moving through. Baisha nicely on the rails. Reed making a move past Callum Goldsmith. A little bit of a break coming out. I think top 5 just starting to edge forward. And this is where we're seeing some good moves. Gee, that was a ripper of a move from someone in white that I don't know yet. So Marks leads it. Cashin. Thorpe. Clifford. And that man in white was Harry Norman. Another good move. O'Donnell looking solid. Jared in clear space, or fairly clear now, and just sitting on the ankle or the heels of Tom Thorpe as Marks leads it through. 6 to go. Dunsmore now being asked the question. Jacob Bell in next slot. Samuel Rattray, then Quirk and Smithers. But out front, it is Marks. I think Archie Noakes might have paid the penalty of that early pace. He is starting to drift back as we see James Laven, the long-striding Yarra Rangers runner, just easing up alongside Reed and going past him. So they're still around that 14:22 pace. Cashin content to sit. So too is Thorpe. Great move by Norman. O'Donnell now passing Clifford. Laven right up there as well. Gee, exciting for these Yarra Rangers runners. A couple of the youngsters right up there, and Jared once again just clipping heels. Archie Reed now at the rear of the lead bunch because the gaps are forming. 10 metres back to Goldsmith. Then we've got Baisha. Unfortunately, Noakes is starting to drop back through the field. Race in 3 out front now. And Clifford not one of those. He's sitting in 6th position. So Marks, Cashin, Thorpe. Gap then to O'Donnell, then Norman. Then Clifford and Laven. Gap then to Reed. Approaching the 3 kilometre mark. Sorry, the 3.4 kilometre mark. I missed the 3 split. So Mark's leading. O'Donnell's the next one to try and bridge back up. Laven looking good and coming up towards his teammate there in Norman. Goldsmith now bridging the gap on Reed. Kernahan sitting that back behind Baisha. Gap then to Pearce, then Noakes, then Dunsmore. Quirk in next position ahead of Smithers. Bell. And then Rattray. So the pace sitting around that 14.15 to 14.20 mark at the moment. Our leaders not changing. Thorpe probably in the good position there. But also Cashin taking advantage of the leading there by Marks. Laven stepping up again ahead of Norman. Striding out towards O'Donnell. 3 laps out. Goldsmith. Also Kernahan to the outside of Baisha. Reed hanging on. Pearce in next position. Dunsmore, Noakes. But I'd say the medals probably looking fairly set at the moment. I'm not sure if Laven or O'Donnell can bridge that gap now because there's quality out front of them in the form of Ed Marks, Liam Cashin and Tom Thorpe. Thorpe's won this event before. He knows what to do. Cashin would love an individual gold medal in the Victorian Championship. Ed Marks the same. He won plenty as a junior. He's stepping up to senior ranks now. So we're into the last kilometre. 800 out. Cashin takes the lead. 2 to go. Thorpe just getting tangled there a little bit with Marks. Laven, O'Donnell, 2 out. James Laven just stick like glue. Harry Norman next. Jared Clifford back. Then it's Kernahan, Goldsmith, Baisha and Reed. Out front though. Now we're going to see who has got the presence of mind to come through in this latter stage of the Victorian Championship, as we see Liam Cashin poking over the shoulder to see who's there, and it is Tom Thorpe, the previous winner. Marks has been brave, did so much of that pace setting when it was starting to drop, but he is starting to just get gapped a little bit. 500 to go. Another great championship race here tonight at Lakeside Stadium. Race in 2 for those top 2 medals. Can Laven bridge the gap? I'm not sure. It's probably too late for James, but now Thorpe goes. I think that's the move. Will Cashin respond? Don't write him off, but Thorpe looked good when he made that move, but he's not breaking any further. So Cashin has responded. Marks is now sitting in 3rd position with Laven starting to wind himself up. He's in 4th clearly, ahead of O'Donnell and then Norman. Out front, it is a race in 2. Thorpe goes again. That was the big move. That could be the breaker, but Liam Cashin goes again. He's not done with yet. This is going to be a massive last 200 metres. Thorpe goes again. How much quicker can he go? We're down to the 200-metre sprint, and they are looking like they're going to do a 21 second, but Thorpe really clears out. Liam can't bridge it from there. I think Thorpe's got it. I think this is 2 in a row for Thorpe over the 5,000-metre championship. He moves out to lane 3. The head's going this way and that way, but Tommy Thorpe sat in nicely, strategised that race beautifully. He will take another 5,000-metre championship here tonight. He's happy, 13.58. Great running once again, Liam Cashin. Bridesmaid once again. Marks comes through. He'll get the bronze. Laven, what a massive run, James Laven. He'll take 4th in one of his first Open Championships, and look at the time. Seth O'Donnell, next one through. Let's see what he can do over the half marathon next Sunday at Melbourne into the MCG. Harry Norman, probably not quite on form, but still a good run. Kernahan, then Clifford. Goldsmith will be next. Baisha next through. Archie Reed, save your energy for the MCGs. You've got a lot to do on Sunday morning. 14.35 for Archie. Dunsmore will be in next position. Then Quirks come through quite nicely. Let's give Archie Noakes a big round of applause, though, because Archie set that up, went for time, didn't work for him tonight, but 14.50, well, he'll have to settle with that. Smithers next, then Bell. Pearce will come through next, and Rattray will wind up a very, very entertaining men's open 5,000-metre championship. Once again, we're treated to really, really good racing there. I had a feeling that Thorpe was just sitting in there, just waiting for things to happen. Great strategy once again, because Ed was pretty content to set the pace out front. Liam sitting in 2nd. Liam, I think, would have loved to have that championship, but just didn't quite have it. Gee, the double, triple acceleration from Thorpe was so exciting to watch, so exciting to call as well. Hopefully my voice holds up for the weekend.